going on, everyone? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by and checking this video out. Really do appreciate it. Gonna go into, again, some more Springsteen. I'm just kind of on this kick right now just because of the other videos I've done. We've done some more of the classics in the past, and, you know, if you follow me, I did, you know, some stuff from The River and stuff from Darkness on the Edge of Town. Gonna flip it up a little bit here. I'm gonna go to Human Touch, which I think is a great album. That and Lucky Town, I know don't get the recognition it probably does for most fans, only because it was a, you know, no E Street Band. You know, he fired the band after Tunnel, and then he came out with these two albums, which I think is some fantastic material. Even there's some, you know, Uber fans that have taken some from both albums to compile one big album, you know, great album, which I think was called Lucky Touch, if I remember. Anyway, we're gonna do I Wish I Were Blind. Great tune. Actually has probably one of the more soulful solos I think Springsteen has done in the catalog to begin with. I haven't really seen an acoustic strumming lesson for this, but what I'm going to show you, you can do it on the electric guitar as well, right? You know, the strumming pattern is going to be different, but the chords and the timing is going to be all the same. We're going to use some simple chords here. G. We're going to use a C add 9, which is just taking the G and moving everything, your top two fingers down a string, right? And I even do an alternate version. I kind of pick my pinky up to have the high E ring out, okay? D. And then you can do just a straight up E minor. It's an E minor 7, I think, if you want to kind of get a little technical. I think that's kind of the chord, and there's a walk down. All right, on the 6th string, which is the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open. And if you're going by notes, it's a G, F sharp, open E, right? So let's just kind of go over the strumming pattern as well. You can kind of keep it the same throughout. It's going to be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And that you can kind of keep that throughout the whole song, basically. If you're doing this on an electric guitar, I actually would switch up the G chord to just the 3-finger G, basically, where it's 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open, 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 and then just the 3rd fret on the high E. And what he'll do there is it's kind of more of a right. And actually, I do a little bit of this on the lesson I do for Prove It All Night. I kind of walk you through how he just kind of hits a little bit of the chord, and then kind of comes up on the strings and stuff. So check that out. Carter's right up there somewhere. Yeah. So check it out. But for this tune, the intro just starts on a G. Right? And I kind of make this my own a little bit, so it's not going to be 100% correct, but I've played this with Lost in the Flood before. Frank, this goes out to you, by the way. I know this is one of your favorites that we did. So and we only did it a handful of times, which is surprising because it was a great song. But on the G. Right? And then we're going to go to the verse, and we're just going to keep that strumming pattern going, and we're going to switch the chords up. It's going to be G. So we go from G to the C add 9. If you want to play a full C, go ahead. We go to a D to the G. And that's your strumming pattern for the verse. C, right? And that's where I sometimes pick up the pinky to give that open E. I love you. All right? That's your first half of the verse right there. Back end of the verse, we're going to just kind of switch a few chords around, and we're going to bring in the E minor. Ba, 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 ba. And that's kind of your walk that I mentioned. So those chords are going to be your C, C add 9, whatever you want to do, to the D, to the G, walk it down. I wish I were blind when I see you with your man. There's your verse. I mean, that's really it. That's the pattern. So again, it's going to be the intro is your G. First part of the verse is going to be G, C add 9, to the D, to the G. Second half of the verse, C add 9. Again, or C, whatever you're comfortable with. I got that open E in there. C add 9. To the D, to a G and walk it to your E minor, or straight up E minor. I kind of just keep the higher strings fretted. I wish I were blind to the C when I see you with your man. There's your verse, and the whole thing's going to repeat again, minus the intro piece of it. So verse 2. The bridge is pretty interesting because it's very involved, and he actually plays it twice if I remember correctly. So the bridge is going to be, which is going to be very similar to the chorus, but it switches up a little bit. So coming into the bridge, to the D. Hold the G for 2 measures. Back to the C, to the D. So your second part of the bridge is going to be a C, to the D, to the G, back to the C. And then there's a quick little hit before you go back into that part of the bridge, I guess the beginning of the bridge. So it's going to be the C. We just did this. I'm showing you again. So that you're going to accent that G. So it's going to go, you're going to land on that C, and then you're going to go back to the C, which again in the bridge we're going to continue now. C at 9, to D. Now we walk it. Oh, in this darkness, hold that C, 2 measures. It's all my heart sees, to the D. So we've kind of done that already. So coming out of that, the 2 measures on the C and the 2 measures on the D, we're going back to the C. We just, again, I'm slow review now. To the D, to the G, and walk it. I wish I were blind when I see you with your man. And that's the bridge. So it's very involved. A lot of moving parts there, but you're only playing like 4 chords. So again, I'll kind of go through it real quick because you're going to have to play this twice. The first time you do it, it's going to go into the solo, which we'll go over those parts, and then it's going to be back into the bridge. And then the outro is just kind of a repetitive chord progression. So again, the bridge is the C, to the D, to the G for 2 measures, back to the C, to the D, to the G, to the C, and then a quick to the C again, to the D, to the G. Let's walk it. And then I was trying to sing and I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, C, 2 measures. Is all my heart sees, that part. We go back to the C, to the D, to the G, walk it. I wish I were blind. To the C, to the D, back to the G. And then it goes into the solo. The solo, again, pretty soulful. And if anybody wants me to go into it, I can try to go in a different video if you want me to. But it's kind of up here. It's basically going to be like an E minor pattern. If I could play it, but I'm not going to because that was awful. But I've done it, trust me. So what we're going to do is, it goes to a G, C, to the G, to the G. Very reminiscent of the first part of the verse. Back to the C, to the G, to the G, to the E minor. Sound familiar? Yes, it's the back end of the verse too. So far we're just mimicking the verse on this. And then it's C. I wish I were blind and your man. That's the solo. And then from there it'll go back into that whole bridge. Right? Right? So you're going to just kind of play that bridge again. And then at the end of that bridge, the chorus is just going to continue. I wish I were blind when I see you with your man. So it's going to be, I wish I were blind. So that E minor we're throwing in there is kind of that transition to just kind of tie that outro together, basically. So that's really it. So straightforward. Again, I hadn't really seen too much strumming on this, but it's pretty straightforward. Check out the album if you haven't, if you're a Springsteen fan or you're just sort of a Springsteen fan. There's some great music on there, actually, on both of those albums, Human Touch and Lucky Town. So check it out. Let me know if you have any requests. Again, if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll go from there, all right? Take it easy. Later.